Walked out of my boyfriend's office party after he mocked me all night. Now he's furious I embarrassed him. This happened last weekend, and I can't stop thinking about it. My boyfriend, 30M, invited me, 28F, to his company's Christmas dinner, and I was excited but also nervous. I wanted to make a good impression, so I spent a lot of time picking the perfect outfit, doing my hair, and ensuring I was presentable. When we arrived, everything seemed fine at first. I introduced myself to his coworkers, and they were polite, if not a little stiff. As the night went on, though, things took a turn. During dinner, my boyfriend made a joke about my job. I'm an event planner, and he works in corporate finance. He said something like, "She just plans parties for a living while I'm out here making real money." People laughed, but I felt a lump in my throat. I work hard, and I'm proud of what I do, so hearing him belittle me like that stung. I tried to laugh it off to keep things light, but then he doubled down. Someone asked me about my favorite event I'd planned, and before I could answer, he interrupted saying, "Probably one of those kids' birthday parties." That's her level of expertise. Everyone laughed again, and I just sat there mortified. The final straw came during dessert when people were sharing funny stories. He decided to tell an embarrassing story about me that I've explicitly asked him not to share before. It's a personal story from early in our relationship involving a mishap I had while meeting his parents. I was practically begging him with my eyes to stop, but he told the story anyway. I felt like I couldn't breathe. Everyone was laughing, and I wanted to disappear. I quietly told him I wasn't okay with what he was doing, but he brushed me off, saying, "Don't be so uptight, it's all in good fun." At that point, I couldn't take it anymore. I excused myself, thanked the host, and left. When he got home, he was furious, accusing me of embarrassing him by leaving. He said I made him look bad in front of his coworkers and that I was being overly sensitive. Now he's refusing to apologize and insists I owe him an apology for overreacting. My friends are split. Some say I should have stayed and dealt with it later, while others think he crossed the line. Update 2 weeks later. After a couple of days of silence following the party, my boyfriend finally reached out, but not to apologize. Instead, he doubled down, saying I should have been tougher, and that everyone jokes like that. He even had the audacity to tell me I embarrassed him by leaving and that I needed to get over it. That was the moment I realized I was done. I spent a few sleepless nights replaying everything, not just from the party, but from our entire relationship. This wasn't the first time he'd dismissed my feelings or belittled me. It was just the first time it was so blatant and public. I started seeing all the little red flags I had ignored for years, and honestly, it made me sick to think about how much I had let slide. So, I broke up with him. I called him over to my apartment, and as calmly as I could, I told him that I deserved someone who respected me, not someone who made me the punchline of their jokes. He tried to argue, saying I was overreacting and that I'd regret throwing away a good thing. But I stood firm. For the first time in a long time, I put myself first. The fallout was messy. He texted me nonstop for days, alternating between apologies and guilt trips. At one point, he even showed up at my workplace to talk. I had to ask security to remove him, which was humiliating, but also solidified that I had made the right choice. Since then, I've been focusing on myself. I leaned on my friends, took on some exciting new clients at work, and even started therapy to work through why I stayed in such a toxic dynamic for so long. I feel lighter, freer, and more in control of my life than I have in years. As for my ex, I heard through the grapevine that he's been telling people I'm too sensitive and couldn't handle a joke. Honestly, let him. If standing up for myself makes me too sensitive, then I'll wear that title with pride.